All right, so today we are going to go over specific sends for specific buyers. I am Rayanne English. I am the Director of Sales Development at Sendoso.
And I am Appy, Head of Sales Development at Blend.
Today we're going to talk about the power of personalization, unique prospecting ideas, top sends from our database at Sendoso, as well as with Appy at Blend, and some key takeaways. So the goal of sending. So with sending, we are bringing people together, staying top of mind, and really just humanizing connection. So there really is a send for every phase of the customer journey, starting at top of funnel all the way to customer retention. So with sending, there are just so many different ways to stay engaged and keep that personalization throughout the entire customer journey. Again, starting with demand gen, going into sales development, sales, customers and retention, sending really is applicable during the entire customer journey. And there are so many great benefits to sending, helps drive that pipeline, engage prospects, further deals along in the funnel, and of course, retain customers as well.
So quickly wanted to share a campaign we did with Sendoso, which helped us generate 40x return on pipeline value. Wanted to explain the challenge first. We wanted to run a win-back campaign to re-engage our accounts that were closed, lost, but still high value prospects. And what we did was we worked with our demand generation team and started to find a list of the closed list opportunities from the previous quarter, identified the main connects, main prospects, and thought of a creative way to reach out to these prospects. We went ahead and integrated Sendoso with Marketo, and we were able to actually automate sending to these prospects. We decided to send them some co-branded cupcakes from Blend at specific touch points of the sequence. And as you can see, we were able to see great results. Our conversions were 62% from cold leads into opportunities. And in addition, the campaign produced almost 40x ROI on pipeline value. This was an eye-opener for us because it was one of our first initial campaigns. And since then, we've been just going on and trying to do such creative campaigns with our high-touch prospects and been generating a ton of pipeline.
Amazing.
Wanted to quickly share a couple of popular sends we have at Blend. The first one is the famous Richuti chocolates from San Francisco, the Ferry building. This works out really well. We do our holiday campaigns and we use these chocolates and we see good turnover. A gentleman's shop, we sell into the financial institution space where we have a lot of golfers from the banking industry, and they are big into golf, and that's why this small golf box works really well. A lot of our prospects are, they have kids, they have families, so we love to send this movie night hamper to them so that they can enjoy their Friday evening or weekend with their family. And then DoorDash is also popularly accepted by our prospects and a good way to get the initial discovery meetings.
All right, so we'll go over some of our more popular sends at Sendoso. Got a theme here going. A lot of sweet treats seem to be the favorite. This is definitely our most popular sends by region. Naturally, you can see we've got a lot of food items here, so people tend to really lean towards those and react well to those for sure. And again, by category, so food, dessert, alcohol, drinks, always a big hit. Gift boxes, those are a couple of my favorites. That olive and cocoa is a great one. We have a lot of fun sending that, seen great results so far. and some of our direct sends as well. Again, pretty on theme with the, the food and beverages here. They definitely tend to be the favorite for us over here. And some suggested sends for Europe. We have, again, on trend with food, dessert, sweet tooth items, as well as a leather Sadler bag. Some more sweet treats. You can see box of stories, the mystery box of 4. That is a fun one for sure. I think those creative sends really tend to hit home. So specifically for account executives, these are a few of our favorites that we've seen some really solid results from. Amazon egifts, Starbucks egifts, can't go wrong with those. As far as direct sends go, we have succulents, brownies tend to be our succulents and brownies tend to be our favorite there. Our most redeemed e-gifts are, again, those Amazon, Starbucks, and Visa. We have a lot of fun with those Amazon e-gifts for sure, and people really tend to react well to those. For ABM, we see, very similar trends with the e-gifts. E-gifts really, across the entire funnel, we leverage these and it works really, really well. Starbucks and Amazon, as you can see, as well as Uber Eats are the favorite there. And again, for CS, those e-gifts again hit home. The succulents for direct send, as well as our In Good Taste. Our In Good Taste is, I highly, highly recommend that one. We have run some campaigns and seen great results there. It is a wine tasting kit. So you can have a lot of fun with that one. You can do virtual events together, virtual happy hours, or just send one over. Few key takeaways. So for sending really, really helps to marketing and sales alignment. It's just everyone can always benefit from more alignment in marketing and sales. It's something that we have seen really help build that relationship out. Sales use cases, accelerating sales velocity, shortening sales cycle, and building those relationships with customers. Obviously, a great way to do that is by leveraging sending, gifting, really help adding that personalized approach. And for marketing, influencing pipeline, generating more leads, acquiring more customers, keeping prospects engaged, helping to break into key accounts, and of course, improving brand awareness and increasing customer lifetime value as well. And I guess it is time for Q&A.
Ryan, so we do have some questions over here and I can start answering them because the first one comes from me and then we can tackle them together. But the first one, how do you send gifts to a highly regulated industry? That's a very good question. We sell into banks and financial institutions, and though it's very true that they have certain rules and regulations where we cannot send a specific gift to a prospect directly, but we can always send perishable items to their office, to their entire team, which is highly acceptable, and it's not catering to a single person, but it's for an entire team or whoever is able to catch it, they get it, and it works really well. Brian, feel free to add to it.
Yeah, no, I think you hit home there. I think we also have some other different types of options that you can send. We do have a charity choice e-gift. That's one that I like to lean on pretty heavily for industries like that. That one, you want, and people really enjoy giving back. Like, it feels good. And if you want to give back on someone's behalf, that is a great way to get in the door for sure.
Great. Moving on to the next question. How do you handle gifts for people who have food allergies or people who don't drink? Interesting question for me. I am a vegetarian. I also do not drink. And I get a lot of gifts, and such gifting platforms like Sendoso are able to give certain options to prospects to choose what they would like or what they would not like. And depending on that, people can send or receive gifts. And that's what I've been doing and have never faced a problem. Sendoso has been kind enough to send me some good food stuff or even the movie box at a time. And I've really enjoyed it. Anything else to add, Ryan?
Something that we typically like to do with our SDRs is what we call carrot plays, where we offer it up before sending. So we will send an email or we will leave a voicemail referencing the gift or the send, and we will wait for them to respond to us or let us know, yeah, that sounds great, can't wait to see it, whatever it might be. And that way we get a little bit of validation first, and we know that it's something that they would want to receive.
That's great. Ryan, I think the next question is for you. How do you capture people's home addresses?
Yes, so we have a feature called address confirmation. So you can send over an address confirmation link, and it will allow them to put in their home address, and we use that solely for that purpose. Your information isn't held anywhere. It is just strictly a shipping address for delivery.
Yeah, and for everyone, we at Blend use this feature extensively, where my SDR team, anything they're sending directly from Amazon, from Sendoso, they just checkbox the address confirmation functionality, and the prospect actually needs to enter their address, and it's super secure, so it works perfectly fine. The next question we have, what do you suggest for a company with a small budget? Ooh, interesting. Ryan, you want to take that one?
Sure. I think, it's not always about the dollar value of the gift or the send. A lot of it is, it's just the meaningful impact. You can go as small as a $5 coffee gift. That one for us has been actually a huge hit. We send out a $5 coffee gift before every demo that we set to help increase our meeting hold rates. So that alone has been made an incredibly significant impact. And then again, like if you're on LinkedIn, if you're prospecting, sending $5 coffee e-gift, like nobody's going to be upset with you for that.
That's true. It's a good question. It's how I share and tell my team is basically that it's less about the dollar value associated to the gift, but it's more about the impact and experience. And that's why a $5 handwritten gift card works much better than a $5 Amazon gift card, where you can really write a nice personalized handwritten message to your prospect and send it to the prospect, and it'll have a great impact. And it's just less than $5. So it's less about what you're sending, it's more about how you're sending and the impact you're trying to create.
Definitely. It's a great way to put it.
What gifts have you seen works best for breaking into C-suite? At Blend, thinking about the financial industry, we sell into banks and credit unions. The charity choice option Sendoso has to offer works really well. That's an interesting one. We try to send some books to C-suite around what's happening in the financial and mortgage industry using Sendoso. And always company branded swag works well for us at Blend.
Yeah, so as much as we lean on our sweet treats and those types of sends, we see a ton of success breaking into accounts based off of personalized Amazon sends. So if we can find anything about a C-suite, if we can find anything about a CMO, a CRO on LinkedIn, on Twitter, whatever it might be, if we can find something about them, maybe they love golf, maybe it's tennis, we will go into Amazon, we will find something related to that piece of personalizing or to that personalized thing about them. And we will leverage that. And that not only shows, hey, I want to surprise and delight you, but I also know you a little bit. I'm targeting you for a very specific reason, and this is not a template. This is me reaching out to you as another human being.
Yeah, that's very true. I think Twitter plays a really big role over here. My team they definitely make a point whenever they're sending something to a C-suite and trying to personalize it. Twitter is the place. It's difficult to find that kind of information on LinkedIn, but Twitter is an easy place where they can see, do they follow any sports team? Do they follow any particular artist? Gone to a particular school, so sending some gift, a cap or a mug accordingly, and it works really well. So yeah. Next question. Do you only send high value items to decision makers, or is there a situation where you would send it to a manager? For us, it depends on what kind of account. Is it a mid-market account, enterprise account, or a strategic account? But in short, we don't just send to decision makers. When we try to have a bottoms up approach, we even try to send it to managers so that we can get their buy-in, show them how our product can provide a lot of value to them, and then take a bottoms up approach. And at the end of the day, it also depends on how much budget every individual on your team has and how you allocate that budget.
For sure. And, for us, again, like similar to Appy, it is more about like, what account are we breaking into? We will often do ABM campaigns where we will go, higher title, higher value. But sometimes your champion is that manager. Sometimes that's your way in. So we definitely don't strictly send high value to just C-suites or decision makers.
Great. Next question. Do you do consulting to help? Sorry. Do you do consulting to help your agencies figure out what to send to customers? What does that engagement look like? Ryan, you want to take that one?
Yeah, absolutely. So you will, all of our customers have a CSM, an account manager. We have a send curation team who helps with all of these types of campaigns, these sends, stuff like that. So there's plenty of support to help with these creative types of campaigns on our end.
Great. Moving on to the next question. When does it make sense to start implementing sending in an ABM strategy? Never is late. I personally think whenever you get a list of highly targeted accounts, you should get into prepare an ABM strategy and have Sendoso a part of it. The example I shared during the presentation, that worked really well for us, where we took a list of our closed lost opportunities and started thinking about what can we send that's highly personalized to this group. And we started implementing on it and got immediate results. So I think never is late. It depends on the budget and the effective ABM strategy you can put in place, Tori.
Yeah, I echo that for sure, Abby. I think that there are, as soon as you're targeting those accounts, it's never a bad option.
Of course. Next question. Does Sendoso send internationally?
We do send in internationally. We are actually working on having our warehouses internationally this year is a big project for us at Sendoso. So very excited for that extra international expansion.
Good luck with that. Do you feel like personalized one-to-one gifts work better than general overall sends to a larger group?
I think that depends on what it is that you are trying to achieve. If you are breaking into target accounts, I do think that personalized approach is more likely to convert into setting a demo or meetings. We do have the data that supports that. We said almost 65% of our meetings are with personalized send approaches. Wow. We leverage those most often for our SDRs. I think, if you have something about yourself that you are putting on social or on Twitter, whatever it might be, you're gonna recognize if somebody sends you something like that. It's a big deal. If that's something that you're putting out there for the world to see, you're gonna recognize it when somebody notices it.
Great. And I think it also depends on what stage is the customer at. And depending on that, personalization works in a different way. If you're about to close a deal with a senior level executive and their team, you probably need to send something personalized and not a general overall gift, compared to for my team specifically, where it's mostly about getting meetings and creating those initial opportunities. General or overall sends also work because timing is the key over here. So it depends on where the customer prospect is during the journey, and accordingly we're able to make the best use of our sends.
Absolutely. I could not agree with that more. It's entirely dependent on that for sure.
Can you talk more about some of the experiences that agencies can gift to their prospects or clients? What are your favorites and why? I'll let you take that one.
Yeah, absolutely. So some of my favorite experiences so far that I've done personally is our wine tasting. That one was a lot of fun to get people together. You have somebody who talks you through all the different notes, all the different wines, and that's done virtually. And it was a saving grace actually during the pandemic to be able to do social types of things virtually like that. It's definitely my favorite. We have plenty of other options. There's a magic show that I have not personally.
I have been to that one.
Have you? I've heard amazing things about it. I'm gonna have to sign up for one of those soon enough. But the magic show I've heard great things about. But those types of experiences, they really hit home.
I think a couple of ones my team has used for smaller groups in a specific account. We've done pasta making, a nice cooking session, which worked really well. We've done chocolate making, which has also worked really well. So those are few experiences that I would highly recommend. Next question. Are people tired of getting branded stuff? I have a closet full of stuff that is stamped with company names. I prefer not branded items.
I think, that is a bit of a personal preference. I think some people really enjoy it, and I think others just don't. So, is the greater audience, are they tired of branded stuff? I couldn't tell you entirely. I do know that people are sending branded stuff, so something must be working there. So some audiences must be appreciative for sure.
Yeah, that makes complete sense. I have the same thoughts. Next question. How do you get buy-in around gifting?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think that anytime you need to get buy-in, there should be data. There should be actual data points that you bring to the table that show, hey, this is how we can increase ROI. This is how we can increase pipeline. Here's how we can break into more accounts. Whatever your objective is, you just need the data to support that. That's definitely step one for generating that type of buy-in for sure. And just success, when you can touch on other people's success in gifting and you can highlight that and show that, that is definitely a step in the right direction for getting buy-in.
Yeah, as shared during the presentation, the campaign we did, we were able to get 62% ROI for that campaign. And that really helped me to go to my leadership team and request for more budget and get their buy-in, because it could show that we've generated so much pipeline by that one campaign. So I think data is the key over here that could help you get that buy-in.
For sure.
Do physical gifts work better or e-gifts if budget doesn't matter?
I stand by that personalized approach. I really do. I think that, if I'm getting sent something about myself, then I'm gonna respond better to that than just like, hey, here's a $50 e-gift. Like, it's like well, a little bit random. But again, it really just depends on what stage you're at. Are we trying to break into accounts? Are we furthering, the sales cycle? It really is dependent on a lot of different options. So they both work great, but again, different types of factors for sure.
I agree. I think at the end of the day, it depends how much impact you're able to create. And you know, in a world of COVID, it's definitely difficult to send a lot of physical gifts, but at the same point, the impact a physical gift can bring is usually much more than an e-gift. And as Ryan said, it's very different if you send something physical to someone's home or office compared to you send a $50 Amazon or Uber Eats or DoorDash gift card. So I would also highly recommend trying out physical gifts over e-gifts. But at the end of the day, it depends on how much impact you're trying to create. If you think you can create a very impactful campaign using an e-gift, then give it a shot. You should try it and probably share that data and tag us, tag Sendoso on LinkedIn, and it'll be great to see those results. Next question, can you talk a bit about tracking sends and analytics to understand if our sends are working?
Yeah, absolutely. So we do a lot of that in Salesforce. So based off of different campaigns. So one that we did that was very similar to Appy's closed loss campaign was what we called Wake the Dead. We did that in fall last year with fall themed sends. We were able to see, from that specific campaign, from those specific sends, like where did the conversion to opportunity actually happen? How much pipeline was generated? And all of that type of influence, how much closed won revenue we got from it. Majority of that for us is done in Salesforce.
And as a customer, the great part is when we partner with Sendoso, our CSM brings on a solutions architect and they help us create a Salesforce dashboard where we can see all the analytics on our Salesforce. So that's also great customer success provided by Sendoso.
Love to hear that.
Last question. Do you send a note or letter with your sends? From my side, I have asked my team that whenever there's a physical gift going, make sure it always goes with a handwritten small note that shows how much research and efforts you've put in sending something to a prospect, and it works really well. So I would highly encourage that and would love to hear from Ryan.
Yeah, we almost always leverage that note. So you have the ability as you're sending something within Sendoso to just type up what you want that note to say really quickly, even if it's just something as small as, hope you enjoy this today or whatever it might be. I think it definitely goes a long way to help tie in the reason that you're sending as well.
Okay, thank you everyone for joining. Hope we were able to answer all your questions. Feel free to connect with me or Ryan on LinkedIn to get more insights on how we can use sending. But thanks from my side. Ryan, thanks for having me. And this was great.
Thank you as well, Abby. Thanks for the kind words and goodbye, everyone.
Bye all.